Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Princess and this is officially my first video of 2022. So if you're new here, I am an entrepreneur. I'm not going to say recently. It's been so long. Let's say 2019, I think it was. I launched my business and my business has evolved. It has changed and, you know, it's growing up. And I've been documenting that journey here on this channel, here and there. I plan on doing that more consistently. And, but yeah, enough of that. Today, I'm going to share with you guys the process of me creating my Valentine's Day collection. So I do not run my business full time. So I have already worked a full day, hence these bags under my eyes, and mama is tired. But this is the real life of an entrepreneur who has a 9-to-5 and who's trying to grow their business. So I'm going to share that journey, or the process again, of me launching some of my new products. And so enough talking, let's go ahead and start with making our body butter. Let's go. So I'm starting off by warming up my hot plate. I have water in that pot already, and I'm going to use that to create a double boiler to melt my butters and my oils. And of course, you got to put on some gloves. Now, what I'm pulling out right now are master batches of my body butter mix and my oil combination. So I've already pre-mixed all of the oils that I use for my body butter, and I've already pre-mixed and melted and lightly whipped all of the butters that I use in my body butter. So the two main butters that I use in my formula are Muru butter and Alipe butter. These are exotic butters. They are not your common standard butter, and they give my body butter a very unique texture and a very nice skin feel. So it's not, my body butter is not greasy, it's not oily. It literally melts into the skin and is deeply penetrating. And I formulated it this way because I have eczema and I hate when oils just sit on top of my skin. And so it was important to me to create a body butter that actually penetrated and hydrated and moisturized the skin. And so my master batch of melted and lightly whipped butters is hard because the majority of the butters I use are hard butters. So aside from Muru and Alipe butter, I use a little bit of shea, and I also use kokum butter. So yeah, and so here I am putting in my oils, which are rice bran oil and sweet almond oil. Those are the oil mixtures that I use in my body butter, which are also very lightweight, high in vitamin E, and really nicely moisturizing to the skin. So I put that butter and oil mixture on the double boiler, and while I wait for those things to melt down and combine, I'm going to go ahead and measure out my fragrance oil. And in a second, you'll see the vitamin E oil. So this is tocopherol. This is an antioxidant, which is great for your skin, but it also creates a longer lifespan for your body butter. It's not a preservative, it is an antioxidant. So it just helps to keep your body butter from going rancid. And I'm measuring out Arrowroot Powder, which helps with making your body butter feel nice and velvety, but it also keeps it from feeling oily. I only use it at a small percentage because the other ingredients in my body butter are very, they absorb very well. And so you just saw me pour my melted butter and oils into my mixing bowl for my stand mixer, and I also went ahead and dumped my arrowroot powder in. I prefer to do it at this state because I feel like the arrowroot powder combines better in the melted oils and butters versus putting it in pre-whipped butters. That's just my personal preference. And so now I'm gonna put some saran wrap over my bowl, stick it in the freezer. And while I wait for my butters to solidify a little bit, I'm just prepping my jars. I'm gonna be filling some 6-ounce jars and also some 2-ounce jars. The 2-ounce jars are what's going to go into my little self-care gift sets that you guys are gonna see towards the end of this video. And I'm using 91% alcohol and a paper towel. I've already washed the jars, but now I'm sanitizing them and sterilizing them with the alcohol. And I'm setting up my little mixer. Now y'all, I left my body butter in the freezer way too long. It's way too hard, much harder than I prefer, but it's okay. We make it work because that's what we do. And I'm still trying to figure out if I like this master batch situation. It does speed up the production process, but I don't know, y'all. I'm still trying to feel it out. I'll let you guys know what I think in a future video. So what I'm doing is stopping my mixer. I'm using a very sturdy spatula to scrape down the sides of the bowl and in the bottom of the bowl because my mixing paddle doesn't get the sides or the bottom. So you just want to make sure that you are, you know, cleaning down the sides of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl to make sure that everything is fully incorporated and mixed. And I'm just prepping my little cup here with my piping bag. I did go ahead and add the color and the fragrance off camera. And so as you can see, my body butter is nice and fluffy. And I'm just putting it in my piping bag so that I can go ahead and fill my jars. And y'all, it smells so good. So good. And here we are. I just want to show you guys the texture. I mean, don't we all love piping videos? I know I do. I can watch piping videos on TikTok and Instagram all day. By the way, y'all follow me on TikTok and Instagram. If you are not already following me, I'll put a link to them in the description box, and I'll also put my usernames here on the screen as well. Yep, and I tap down my jars just to make sure that I'm fitting as much product in them as I possibly can. And here are all the containers that I filled. You can see I have some large ones, I have my 2-ounce ones, and then I have some samples. I like to throw a sample in every order. So if you order from me, you'll get a sample of something, whether it be a body product or a wax melt, something. Because just in case you guys don't know, I do make candles. All of my candles are on sale on my website right now. All right, so that same day, I decided to go ahead and crank out a batch of body oils as well. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I do master batch the oils for my body oils also, just because it makes it easy. I use so many different oils in my body oil formula. So I pre-mix them. I put them in that little dispenser thing, which is nothing fancy. I got it off of Amazon. And that just makes it easier for me to dispense the amount that I need for each batch of fragrance that I'm going to make. And these little bottles here are 1-ounce bottles with flip top caps. I got those off of Amazon, and these are going in my gift sets. So I don't know if you guys caught it, but I did add my fragrance in it as well, stirred it in, and I'm just filling up the bottles now, as you can see. And I'm preparing to put the caps on top, just wiping them clean, because you know we don't want our customers to get sloppy products. So I'm just making sure that there's no oil dribble on the side of the bottles. And I do, you know, before I label all of my products, I clean the outside of the containers with 99% alcohol. So here is one. I think it looks so cute, y'all. I'm like really obsessed with these gift sets that I created. I can't wait for my customers to get their hands on them. And again, y'all, they smell amazing. Oh my God, it smells so good. That's the best thing about being a business owner, is like you can, you know, use your own products. You have an unlimited supply. And I did make some larger bottles as well. These are my 4-ounce bottles. They come with a pump, and yeah. So you will be able to purchase these full size. And okay, this is a very new product that I'm testing out. These are my luxury perfume. I can't talk. My luxury perfume mist. So I'm debuting this particular product in these gift sets. You can only buy my luxury perfume mist in the gift sets right now. And I'm super duper excited about it. I hope, you know, everyone loves it again as much as I do. I put a lot of thought and love into the things that I create for my business. And so, yeah. So I poured the base for my mist into my beaker. As you can see, I already added my fragrance oil, and now I'm just mixing. And so when you're making something like this, you want to mix, let it sit, mix, let it sit, because you want to allow the ingredients to mesh well together so that the oils can be completely dispersed within the formula, so that the the solubilizers in the formula can do their job. Okay, and so I've done that, and as you can see, it's all clear and everything is, you know, nicely meshed together. And I'm just filling my bottles, you know, struggling. I should have used the funnel, but I was being lazy, didn't feel like pulling out a funnel, sterilizing it and whatnot. So I'm on a struggle bus, wasting product, as you can see. And here is one completely done. Y'all, I'm so happy with the way this came out. So happy. So here are all of my luxury perfume mist bottles filled. Just giving you guys a little peek at what they look like. And y'all, this is the end of that day, and I'm just putting out the ingredients that I'm going to need to make my foaming bath butter base. I do not buy a pre-made soap base. I make mine from scratch by myself. So I'm just preparing, pulling everything out. So this is the end of day 1 of me formulating. Or is it day 2? Y'all, I don't know. I think I'm about to tell you. This is day 3. So I'm pre-measuring all of my ingredients out. I'm using SCI as my main surfactant or cleansing agent, soaping agent. And when you use this, you want to make sure that you're very careful. I did put on a face mask because this powder is lighter than air and it can irritate your lungs. And so you want to be very careful. Make sure you don't have any small children or pets around when you're using it. So I pre-measured that and I set it to the side because the way that I manufacture this product, I added little by little into my oil phase to melt it down. So now I'm about to measure out the water phase of my product using distilled water. You always want to use distilled water when you're formulating products, okay? No exception. So I'm measuring that out, and then the rest of my ingredients are going to be humectants, the glycerin, and then I'm going to use sorbitol as well. And these are what's going to create a really nice moisturizing foundation for your products. Like this, I'm telling you guys, if you've ever used my whipped soap or my foaming sugar scrubs, you know that this product makes your skin feel baby soft. The surfactants that I use are very gentle. They're commonly used in baby products, and I have eczema, so again, when I formulate my products, I think about my skin. Okay, so now I'm preparing my surfactant phase, my oil phase, which also includes my secondary surfactant, which I'm adding in right now. And then in a second, you're going to see me adding an emulsifying wax, which allows all of these ingredients to combine and stay stable and stay together without coming apart. And then I'm going to add in my butters. And so if you're looking for a good foaming body butter recipe so that you can make yours from scratch, I highly suggest you run over to Yaya's DIYs. This is where I got the inspiration for my formula, and I just made it my own, okay? So this is what it looks like after I go through the heating phase and combining all the ingredients. I don't have enough space in my room to show you all the steps, so I have to take it in the kitchen to do it. But this is what it looks like after everything has cooled down, and now I'm whipping it up just to add some air into it because it's very thick, which I love. So I'm whipping it up, and then the most important part, y'all, you have to add a preservative. You have to. So this is the one that I'm using. It's very easy to use, and it's very gentle on the skin. So I measured it out, put it in the bowl, and I'm just incorporating it with the mixer. And now I'm measuring out my sugars. I like to use a mixture of raw sugar because it's more coarse, and then regular granulated sugar. So you have two different types of exfoliants. I forgot to mention that in my base, I also add kaolin clay and jojoba beads, okay? So you have a lot of exfoliants in here. So not just the sugar, but you have, again, the kaolin clay, and then you have the jojoba beads. So this is a very luxurious formula, okay? So now I'm measuring out the portion that I need for this particular batch. And yes, I'm adding more preservative because I'm adding more ingredients into the mix, okay? So I'm using about a 50-50 blend of sugars and my body butter base. So that other 50% that I'm putting into my formula is not preserved. So I have to add enough preservative for that. And so along with my base, I added my fragrance. Again, my preservative, I added, and I'm adding an oil of my choice. And then I'm just mixing all of that in. And so now I'm adding my sugars, and I'm folding that in with a spatula. And this really just, you know, comes to preference. It's all about how you want the texture to be. Look, speaking of texture, did y'all see that? And so I finally got it where I want it to be. It's time to pipe it in the jars. Ooh, y'all see how thick she is? Love it. Like, this is not about to be all over the place in your shower. You will be able to have nice control over your product, which I love. So here are the jars that I made for my little gift sets. Texture check one more time. There's one jar in the back that's not completely full. That's my jar. So please don't be alarmed. Yeah, I would never sell that to a customer. And this is day 4, y'all. It literally took me a whole week to get this collection together. That's the, you know, ups and downs of working a full-time job. I'm also in school. I'm a mommy and a wife, and so just trying to balance everything sometimes is a struggle, but I do it because I love it. So here are my labels, y'all. I'm super proud of my labels. My labels are always very simple, and I decided to add, you know, some jazz to it, so I added some hearts to it. And I think it came out really cute. And I make all of my labels myself. I design them on Canva. I print them on blank label paper that I get from Online Labels. So yeah, I'm turning down my light so that you guys can see the details of the label a little bit better. And it's still kind of sucking because the camera doesn't want to focus on the labels. It doesn't want to focus on the product. But y'all, again, if you follow me on the gram, then you can see these, you know, better. You can see the products better. And I forgot to mention, this will be available, these products will be available on my website on Monday. They will be launching on Monday, y'all, okay? So if you would like to support your girl, grab you a self-care gift set, because, you know, self-care is a love language that you speak and show to yourself, okay? So yeah, I'll have a coupon code for you guys in the description box also, okay? So here are the labels for the body oils. Again, I'm obsessed. I think they came out super cute. Super cute. Like, as an entrepreneur, one of the best feelings is seeing your vision come together. And I'm just so proud of how it all came out. And y'all ignore my nails. They a mess, I know. And these are the labels for my perfume mist. Super cute. All right, in a second, I'm gonna show you guys how I decided to package all of these, like how it's gonna come. I posted it on my Instagram, and I'm going to insert a clip of that for you guys in just a minute.
Talking to them. Pull up the single turn up. Pull up the single turn up.
So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Y'all be blessed.